Another thing that I find really interesting is the sentiment that people should not be compelled to present voter ID. What is the strongest argument that we should not require voter ID? I have yet to hear a single good argument.
Again, the only argument that I've ever heard put forward along these lines, and it's the one they keep trotting out, is that it's difficult. There's a disparate effect in terms of requiring voter ID. That there are people who are poor who can't get over to a DMV to actually get the ID, and we still want those people voting. And if they register to vote, then they should be allowed to vote. And the amount of voter fraud is statistically negligible. And so, if you balance the possibility of voter fraud against the possibility that somebody is disenfranchised, more people will be disenfranchised by the requirement of voter ID than will people vote falsely in one another's name, right? That's sort of the steel man of the case. Now, the opposing case is everybody's got ID. What the hell are you talking about? Like if you're going to buy alcohol, you got to get ID. If you're going to drive a car, you got to get ID. To vote, you should have to get ID. And if that's a hoop to jump through, well, tough. I mean, that's how we know who you are. Like the number of proper electoral votes, the amount of proper voter fraud is zero. Right? It's not that you balance the number of people who are quote unquote disenfranchised by having to go down to the DMV and get an ID versus the number of votes that are fraudulently counted. The number of fraudulently counted votes should be zero, right? This is sort of like the argument you hear about illegal immigration. So you'll hear people on the right will be like, the amount of crime that's coming across the border, the amount of economic turmoil created by people crossing the border is really high. And then the counter argument will be, well, yeah, but illegal immigrants who are crossing the border are committing crimes at a lower rate than native-born American citizens, or they're taking welfare at similar rates or lower rates because they can't get federal welfare. And the answer is right, but the amount of crime that should be committed by people who shouldn't be in the country should be zero. It should be zero. And so that's an avoidance of the actual argument, which is that we can stop all of it. We can stop all of it. And if there's an attendant cost, like you have to go through the border legally, well, then I guess there's an attendant cost.
It's incredible because I remember a few years ago, people that believed that we should require voter ID, it was like a racist thing. Like people called you racist.
There has never yet been a poll of Black Americans showing they oppose voter ID. Every single poll shows that Black Americans are very much in favor of voter ID. It is only a bunch of elitist idiots who think that Black people are too stupid to get voter ID. You have to be a racist to believe that Black voters are too stupid to get voter ID. It's asinine. It's ridiculous on its face. It's like saying Black people can't pass a driver's test. Like what is wrong with you? Seriously, what's wrong with you?